Good afternoon, everyone. Before we begin, I want to share a short story about how this talk came to be. A few weeks ago, I received an invitation from Ms. Catherine Boongeling, the VP of the National University Junior Financial Executives. She reached out and asked if I could speak in your General Assembly today, and of course, I immediately said yes. I became curious, so I asked her how she came to know about me. She shared that they heard positive feedback from the finance organization of De La Salle University, where I gave a financial talk some time ago. If I remember correctly, that was either during the pandemic or a little before that season. But hearing that NU discovered me because of that engagement was both humbling and encouraging. Ms. Catherine mentioned that what they really wanted for this event is a talk that connects financial freedom with behavior, not just numbers, not just charts, but real-life understanding, why we make the decisions we make, why some people grow financially, and why others struggle. So I designed this entire presentation specifically for you, the students of National University. We will talk about financial literacy because that's your foundation. We will discuss investments because you need to understand where and how money grows. And most importantly, we will dive deep into behavior because behavior is what truly shapes your financial life. My goal today is simple: to help you see money from a clearer lens, to help you make wiser decisions, and to plant seeds that will help you build genuine financial freedom in the years to come. Thank you for being here, and let's begin our journey toward shaping your financial future. Before I begin, may I ask, sino dito ang nakakakilala kay Bruce Lee? Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial arts legend. He was also known for his philosophy on life, discipline, and self-mastery. And one of his most famous lines is this: absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. Now, I want you to keep that in mind as we go through this talk. Alam ko, I cannot cover everything in just 1 hour, pero I'm sure that somewhere in this presentation, may isang idea, isang insight, or one practical lesson that will speak to you personally. Kapag naramdaman mong, uy, para sa akin to, I want you to hold on to it because that is my goal today, na kung anuman ang matutunan mo dito, you can apply it in your own life, in your own journey, and in your own path toward financial freedom. I wanted to start off by saying this. Real talk muna tayo. Let's do away with the heavy financial concepts and theories for now. Mas maganda kung ang pag-uusapan natin ay relatable, di ba? Yung mga bagay na tunay na nangyayari sa buhay natin. And everything I'll share with you today comes from real experience. My experience, my clients' experiences, and even my own mistakes. Kaya madali niyong maiintindihan at mas madali niyong maa-apply sa personal ninyong sitwasyon. So let me ask you, bakit nga ba ang daming Filipinos ang nakakagawa ng costly financial mistakes? And more importantly, paano mo ito maiiwasan? Yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Real stories, real lessons, and real strategies na pwede mong magamit agad pagkatapos ng talk na to. It all begins with the mindset. When we say mindset, ito yung set of beliefs, attitudes, and assumptions na humuhubog kung paano natin tinitingnan ang mundo. It shapes our thoughts, it shapes our feelings, and it shapes our behavior, lalo na pagdating sa pera. Now, let's talk about the roots of financial mistakes. Maraming Pilipino ang nagkakamali sa pera simply because of lack of knowledge. Pero minsan, kahit may konting kaalaman ka na kulang naman sa wisdom, knowledge is information. But wisdom is the application of that information the right way. Pwede kang maraming alam, pero kung mali ang mindset mo, you can still make poor financial decisions. Kaya mahalaga na hindi lang tayo nag-aaral, hindi lang tayo nagbabasa, but we learn how to think the right way about money. So the question is, how do we gain wisdom and how do we build the right mindset? You'll see that in the next slides. Watch your thoughts, for they become your words. Watch your words, for they become your actions. Watch your actions, for they become your habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. Now let me explain this in a simple way. Everything begins in the mind. If you think right, you will eventually make the right decisions. But if your thought process is wrong, it will lead to wrong behavior, and wrong behavior will eventually become a wrong habit. At the end of the day, both right habits and wrong habits have a destination. And the question is, are you guarding your thoughts so you can make the right decisions? Because being wealthy or being poor does not happen overnight. It begins with your mindset, your beliefs, your inner dialogue, and when your thoughts become your life, you shape your own fate by shaping the way you think about money, decisions, and your future. Every decision is a financial decision. When you decided to study here at National University, may cost implication agad. The tuition fees, the transportation, the allowance, even your daily baon, lahat yan financial decisions. When you decided to join the National University Junior Finance Executives, you opened yourself to knowledge. You become knowledgeable when you listen, but you become wiser when you apply what you learn. And when you apply it, you save yourself from future heartaches, worries, stress, and financial pain. Even by attending this seminar today, you're already taking a step in the right direction, because if you absorb what is useful and apply it sa buhay mo, you will start making wiser financial decisions earlier than most people your age. Speaking of the Filipino money mindset, marami dito ay deeply influenced by our culture. And sometimes, kahit maganda ang intention, our traditions and practices do not always help us financially. Take the case of herd mentality. Ito yung kultura natin na sali na rin ako kasi lahat sila kumikita. This is very common, kaya maraming Pilipino ang naluloko sa scams, because when we see someone gaining quickly, we jump in without applying due diligence. At minsan pa, mas malala, sinabi lang ng magulang, ng kapatid, ng tito, ng tita, pinsan, best friend, office mate, and we immediately trust it kahit hindi natin naiintindihan yung pinapasok natin. Pero tandaan natin ito. Aralin muna. Research before you commit. And one major rule in investing, do not invest in something you do not understand. Pero dahil sa herd mentality culture natin, we join the bandwagon without thinking of the consequences. And by the time we realize it, it's too late, kaya mahalaga na maging intentional, maging mapanuri, at wag basta-basta sumasabay sa uso, lalo na pag pera na ang nakataya. Let's take a look at the Filipino mindset versus the Chinese-Filipino mindset. Not to compare people, but to compare upbringing, habits, and money culture. Napansin nyo ba na maraming tycoons dito sa Pilipinas ay Filipino-Chinese families? SM, Robinson, Metrobank, Happy Toothpaste, and of course Jollibee, founded by Tony Tan Cakchong, na ngayon may Chowking, Mang Inasal, Burger King, at marami pang iba. So ang tanong, ano ba ang meron sa kanila? At ano ang pwedeng matutunan ng mga Pilipino mula sa mindset nila? Unang-una, ang pagpapalaki. Sa maraming Filipino-Chinese families, bata pa lang exposed na sa negosyo, tinuturuan magbenta, tumulong sa tindahan, mag-budget, at makita na ang pera ay tool, hindi trophy, business mindset agad, discipline agad, responsibility agad. Sa maraming Filipino families naman, ang focus ay education para maging top employee, maging manager, maging CEO someday. Walang masama dito. Pero kadalasan ang goal is to get a good job, while sa Chinese-Filipino upbringing, ang mindset is to create a good business. Pangalawa, risk tolerance. Maraming Filipino-Chinese families are taught to take calculated risks, to reinvest, to expand, habang maraming Pilipino ang takot mawalan. Kaya mas pinipili yung stable na sweldo kaysa sa uncertain na negosyo. Pangatlo, saving and reinvesting. Sa Filipino-Chinese culture, very strong ang value ng pagtitipid, living simply, working hard, and reinvesting profits back into the business. Sa maraming Pilipino, kapag may extra, madalas may gastos agad. Celebration, upgrade, or luho. Again, walang mali o tama dito. Iba lang talaga ang mindset, exposure, at upbringing. And the point of this slide is very simple. You can learn from both. Take the discipline, take the simplicity, take the business mindset, and combine it with the creativity, resilience, and heart of a Filipino. Kung mabalance mo yan, you can create your own version of success, your own path, your own future. I'd like to introduce to you Dave Ramsey, one of the most respected personal finance teachers in the world today. Si Dave Ramsey is an American author and radio host, kilala for helping millions of Americans change the way they handle money, especially when it comes to debt, discipline, and financial behavior. What I like about him is this: his lessons are simple, practical, and very easy to apply. Maraming tao ang naka-recover financially just by following his mindset and teachings. So if you're serious about learning personal finance, I encourage you to explore his books on Amazon, because in the next slides, I will introduce two well-known Filipino financial gurus who also follow his principles. Now let me introduce two Pinoy financial gurus na sinusundan ng milyon-milyong Pilipino. Unahin natin si Randall Tiongson, isa sa pinaka-respected personal finance advocates sa bansa. He has been teaching financial literacy for decades, and he has helped shape the way Filipinos understand budgeting, saving, and investing. Kay Randall ko natutunan ang power of personal branding and how sharing your knowledge can truly make an impact. Next is Chinky Tan, a motivational speaker and author who has helped millions of Filipinos through his books, seminars, and online content. Si Chinky ang isa sa pinaka-successful na authors on personal finance, and his simple practical lessons have changed so many lives. Siya rin ang nag-inspire sa akin to write my own e-books kasi nakita ko kung paano niya tinutulungan ng mga tao, one book, one message, one lesson at a time. These two mentors shaped my journey, and I hope their examples will inspire you as well. Now, habang na-introduce ko na yung mga financial gurus na talagang nag-shape ng journey ko, gusto ko rin kayong bigyan ng reminder kapag bumili kayo ng books nila or you watch their videos online. Don't be merely a fan. Wag yung puro like, puro follow, pero walang application. Sabi ko nga kanina, before we started this presentation, absorb what is useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. Kunin mo yung swak sa buhay mo, i-apply mo sa situation mo, at gawing personal ang learning. Be a follower, someone who applies, someone who grows, someone who takes action, and not merely a fan na nanonood lang from the sidelines, because real change, real growth, and real financial freedom happens when you start applying what you learn. Now, the main reason why I introduced these financial gurus, Dave Ramsey, Randall Tiongson, Chinky Tan, is because they all have one common denominator. Alam nyo ba kung saan nanggagaling ang karamihan sa financial principles nila? It's from the Bible. And do you know that the Bible contains more verses about money than verses about prayer, faith, and even salvation? Bakit kaya ganun? Siguro dahil alam ng Diyos kung gaano kaimportante ang pera sa buhay natin and how deeply it affects our decision, our relationships, and even our character. Kapag may pera ka, you have a sense of freedom, you have options, you have breathing room. Pero kapag wala kang pera, kapag baon ka sa utang, parang wala kang freedom, hindi ka makagalaw, hindi mo magawa ang gusto mong gawin. Kasi lahat ng pinaghihirapan mo napupunta lang sa pambayad utang. Kaya I always encourage people to study the book of Proverbs. It has 31 chapters, perfect for reading one chapter a day. In just 1 month, you can finish the whole book. And if you read Proverbs all year round, paulit-ulit, balik-balikan mo, you will not only grow wise in handling money, but you will also develop a godly character, a disciplined heart, and a stronger, wiser mindset that will guide your financial decisions for life. I would like to introduce to you the cash flow quadrant of Robert Kiyosaki, a concept he explained in his best-selling book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend that you grab a copy because it can profoundly impact the way you think about your financial life. Darating ang panahon, you will all graduate, and the big question is this: where will you end up? Will you become an employee, someone who prefers stability, structure, and a clear path, or are you more comfortable being self-employed or a freelancer tulad ko, where you control your time, your income, and your opportunities? Do you have plans to become an entrepreneur someday, to build something of your own, to create jobs, to create income beyond your personal effort? Or maybe you are destined to be an investor like the owners of National University, the C family. It was the late Mr. Henry C., the patriarch, who built this empire, who built the systems, businesses, and investments that grow even while they sleep. Knowing which quadrant you belong to will significantly shape your financial success because each quadrant fits a certain personality, a certain mindset, a certain destiny. And remember what we discussed earlier: your thoughts, your words, your actions, your habits, your behavior. All of these will determine which quadrant you will eventually grow into. But one thing is for sure: when you graduate, promise yourself that you will belong to a quadrant. Being unemployed, doing nothing, becoming a burden is not an option. You are here to build, to grow, to create value, and to shape your own financial future. Kapag napili mo na kung saang quadrant ka nababagay, whether you become an employee, a freelancer, a business owner, or an investor, meron kang dapat tandaan. You need to follow the basic hierarchy of financial needs. Parang financial version ng hierarchy of needs sa buhay. Unang level, protection. You protect yourself, your life, and your health. Lalo na kung ikaw ang breadwinner, get a basic life insurance. Kahit term insurance lang, make sure you have health care or HMO so you won't be a burden to your family, lalo na kapag may emergency. Kasi tandaan mo, isang sakit, isang aksidente, pwedeng maubos lahat ng ipon mo. So protection first before anything else. Second level, savings and investments. Kapag secured ka na, that's the time you start building wealth. Pero ang importante dito, you invest according to your risk profile, your risk tolerance, your timeline, and your budget. Hindi porket uso, dapat sumabay ka. Hindi porket kumikita yung kaibigan mo, dapat dun ka rin. Invest where it makes sense for you, for your goals, and for your financial capacity. Third level, legacy and estate planning. Kapag nakaipon ka na, nakapag-invest ka na, at unti-unti ka nang nakabuild ng wealth, dito mo naiisipin yung legacy mo. Ano ang iiwan mo sa pamilya mo? Paano mo sila mapoprotektan even after your lifetime? This is where estate planning comes in. Planning ahead so your assets go to the people you love with minimal stress and conflict. So tandaan nyo, protection first, savings and investments. Second, legacy last. Yan ang financial hierarchy na magagabay sa inyo no matter which quadrant you choose in life. Let's be real about wealth building. Hindi ito sprint, it's a marathon. It requires patience, discipline, and consistency. Kapag may nakita kayong yumaman agad, that's not a guarantee. In investing, there are no guarantees. Sometimes it's timing, sometimes it's luck, and minsan, nalaman mo na lang later on, scam pala. The truth is, financial success requires planning, patience, and consistent effort. Dapat intentional ka. Hindi pwedeng bahala na. Hindi pwedeng puro excitement. Always remember, wealth accumulates through hard work, smart decisions, and long-term discipline. Slow and steady may not look exciting, but slow and steady is what actually builds real wealth. Sino dito ang naka-experience mag-ipon sa alkansya, sa piggy bank? Yan ang itinuro sa akin ng parents ko nung bata pa ako. The value of discipline, saving, and patience. At tama pala sila. Even the Bible validates this principle. Whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Ibig sabihin, ang tunay na pagyaman, hindi biglaan, hindi minamadali, pero unti-unti, steady, consistent. Yes, may mga pera na mabilis dumating, pero kung dishonest money yan, mabilis din yang mawawala. Kaya nga ang daming balita sa bansa natin about corruption and illegal wealth, and eventually, nawawala din sa kanila. So always remember, do the right thing, earn honestly, save consistently, and God will honor that. Yun ang pinaka-basic pero pinaka-powerful na step in building your financial future. Since we're talking about the basics of saving from piggy banks, we eventually move to real banks. Pero ang tanong, magkano ba ang binibigay ng banks ngayon? If you look at the basic annual savings rate, less than 1% lang talaga. So ano ang rule of thumb? Find an investment instrument na nagbibigay ng return higher than the inflation rate para hindi kumupas ang value ng pera mo over time. Pero realistic ba yon? Kaya ba nating humanap ng investment na mas mataas sa inflation? Mas madali kung mababa ang inflation. And believe it or not, inflation today is considered low. Pero honestly, kailangan ko rin kumbinsihin sarili ko minsan kasi kung mababa ang inflation, bakit mataas pa rin ang presyo ng bilihin? That's a bigger economic discussion. Pero ang point dito simple lang. If you want your money to grow, you need to look for instruments that outpace inflation. Otherwise, your savings will slowly lose value without you noticing it. After you've gone through saving money in piggy banks and transitioned to real banks, it's time to level up into more sophisticated investments. Pero lagi kong sinasabi, it depends on your risk profile, your tolerance, your budget, your timeline, your goals. If you can afford it, real estate is one of the strongest long-term investments. Pero kung hindi pa kaya, marami namang money instruments available. Pwede ka mag-stocks, pwede ka mag-mutual funds, and if you want something safer and more stable, you can choose index funds kasi ito ay basket of the top companies in the market. So you ride with the overall growth of the economy. These kinds of instruments can really enhance your financial future and security, lalo na kung long-term mindset ka. Remember, the rule of thumb is long-term investing, medium-term is possible, pero depende yan sa goals mo and the purpose behind your investment. Now, if you're wondering about crypto, honestly, I cannot recommend it yet. Tinry ko na rin. and para lang siyang stocks na nabibili mo sa GCash or Maya, pero sobrang volatile, sobrang unpredictable. And ayoko mag-recommend ng something na hindi ko pa fully gamay o hindi ko kayang stand with confidence. So again, invest only in things you understand and only in things aligned with your goals. When it comes to investing, the first thing you need to know is your risk tolerance. Don't place your money in high-risk funds if you can't handle the ups and downs. And don't invest in something you don't understand. Second, set your timeline. Ask yourself, when will I need this money back? Short term is 6 months to 2 years. Medium term is 3 to 5 years. Long term is 6 years and up. Can you afford to wait that long? Or are you investing because you have a very specific goal? Third, look at the company managing your investment. Is it a trusted name? Is it reliable? Can it keep its promises? And lastly, choose a financial advisor you can trust, someone with experience, someone with integrity, someone who will not cheat you, because you're not just investing your money, you're entrusting your future. Invest wisely, grow patiently, build wealth with purpose. The good thing about technology today is that you can automate your savings and investments. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-overthink or mag-remind sa sarili mo every month. With just a few taps sa phone mo, pwede kang mag-set ng automatic transfer from your bank to your investment account every week, every 15 days, or every month. Practical siya, convenient, and available 24/7 kahit tulog ka. Even while you're busy with school or work, your money is growing on autopilot, and automation helps build discipline. Hindi ka na umaasa sa kung may sobra or kung maaalala ko pa. Consistent ka, steady ka. And yan ang sikreto ng long-term wealth building. So take advantage of technology because the more you automate, the more your future self will thank you. I also want to mention something important about the difference between saving and investing. And this is something a lot of people don't realize. The biggest difference is the compounding effect. Kapag nag-iipon ka, tumataas lang pera mo base sa amount na inilalagay mo. Pero kapag nag-i-invest ka, your money can grow on top of its own growth. Yan ang tinatawag na compounding. And when you combine that with cost averaging, yung consistent na pag-invest month after month, regardless of the market, mas lalo mo nararamdaman yung power ng compounding. Hindi ko na i-delve ng malalim dito kasi medyo technical na siya, but I just want to say this clearly. Compounding is the game changer. Ito yung reason bakit mas malayo ang mararating ng investments kumpara sa ordinary savings, lalo na kung maaga ka nagsimula at consistent ka. Compounding is when your money earns and those earnings start earning more over time. Imagine you invest 1,000 pesos. It grows, then next year, the growth also grows. It's like planting a tree. You don't just get fruit once. The tree keeps producing year after year. That's why the earlier you start, the bigger the effect. Small amounts consistently invested can grow into something massive because of time. Compounding is not magic. It's math with patience. And the best day to start investing is always today. Okay? As we come to a close, I always share this reminder. Hindi ito galing sa akin, galing ito sa Bible. In Ecclesiastes 11:2 NLT, it says, "But divide your investments among many places, for you do not know what risks might lie ahead." In simple words, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Mag-diversify ka, be prudent, be wise. Huwag mo ilagay ang lahat ng pera mo sa isang investment. Huwag sa isang income source. Huwag sa isang opportunity lang. Because the truth is, hindi natin alam kung ano ang pwedeng mangyari sa future. Pero kapag diversified ka, you protect yourself, you protect your family, and you protect your financial future. Wisdom is not just about growing money, it's also about protecting it. We all know the character Juan Tamad, and sadly it has become a stereotype for Filipinos. Pero to be honest, Filipinos abroad are not known as Juan Tamad. They are some of the hardest working people in the world. Pero dito sa Pilipinas, madalas natin marinig, madaming Juan Tamad. I'm not here to attack anyone, but I want us to reflect. Do you know someone in your family or kapitbahay na walang trabaho, walang ginagawa, at umaasa lang sa iba? This happens more than we think. And the truth is, the secret to real success is hard work, discipline, and initiative, not entitlement. Unfortunately, malakas ang entitlement culture dito. Yung mindset na dapat tutulungan ako or okay na kahit wala akong gawin. Pero if you want a better future, you need to break that mindset. Take responsibility, work hard, and build habits that lead to growth. Hindi mo kontrolado saan ka ipinanganak, pero kontrolado mo kung paano ka babangon, paano ka magsisikap, at paano mo huhubugin ang destiny mo. Speaking of OFWs, kung may kamag-anak kayo na OFW, please respect them. They work so hard and they sacrifice so much para sa pamilya nila, no? Para sa future nila, para sa mga mahal nila sa buhay. Kaya sana, let's do away with the culture of pasalubong expectations. Let's cancel, or at least mitigate this mindset. Hindi sila pumunta abroad para maging walking ATM. They went abroad to survive, to provide, to build a better life. Kung may maibigay sila, accept it with gratitude. Kung wala silang maibigay, no problem, family first. Priorities are priorities. Let's kill the entitlement mindset and stop adding pressure to people who are already carrying so much on their shoulders. Ang daming heartbreaking OFW stories, ang daming nasisirang pamilya, ang daming pagod na OFW na hindi makareklamo. So please, let's not become a burden to them. Let's become their support system, their encouragement, and their reason to keep going. What have you noticed so far? In the previous slides, we cautioned against two behaviors. Una, laziness or katamaran, and pangalawa, entitlement mindset. Both of these behaviors can seriously affect your financial status, your future, and your opportunities. Pero may isa pang cultural practice that affects many Filipino families today, and we need to talk about it gently, and that is the sandwich generation. Ano ba ang ibig sabihin nito? Ito yung sitwasyon na ang isang breadwinner ay sabay na nagsusuport sa magulang at sabay ding nagpo-provide sa sariling anak. Parang nasa gitna ka ng dalawang generation, kaya ka tinawag na sandwich. Mabuti ang intention pero mabigat sa finances kasi imbes na makaipon ka o makapag-invest, napupunta sa dalawang direksyon ang pera mo. I'm grateful na ako personally, hindi dependent ang nanay ko sa akin, and kami rin, we are not dependent on our children who are all successful on their own. Kapag may blessings kami, we share, we celebrate together, and we help each other when needed. Pero hindi yung every time, hindi yung obligation. I hope na someday, unti-unti nating mabago ang culture na ito. So the next generation can build their future without carrying the heavy financial burden na hindi naman nila kasalanan. And I'm almost done with my presentation, but let me reiterate something very important. Getting rich is not an instant event. It requires preparation, it requires planning, and it requires a combination of knowledge and wisdom. Kaya kapag may lumapit sa inyo at nag-offer ng guaranteed profits in a few days, automatic red flag na yan. Una, because in investing, there are no guarantees. Pangalawa, no, kailangan mo muna mag-apply ng due diligence. Ask yourself, bakit magiging profitable ito? Ano ang business model? May produkto ba? May service ba? May actual value ba? Hindi yung maniniwala ka agad dahil sabi nila mag-invest ka ng 20,000 piso tapos next week or next month may matatanggap kang 10,000 piso na profit. Lagi mong tandaan ang mga nag-o-offer ng get rich quick schemes. Sila lang ang nagiging rich quick at ikaw ang naiwan, and in the end, yung kayamanan nila na illegally or dishonestly acquired, mawawala rin yan as fast as they got it in the first place. So be wise, be alert, and protect yourself from promises that sound too good to be true, because 100% of the time they are. Well, are you learning? I hope you are. By now, you've seen that nothing is acquired instantly, especially when we talk about financial freedom. To achieve financial freedom, kailangan ng preparation, kailangan ng skills, kailangan ng mastery, at higit sa lahat, kailangan ng tamang desisyon sa tamang panahon. Wala itong silver platter, hindi ito automatic, and it will never be handed to you easily. It requires dedication, commitment, and patience. Ito ang tunay na ingredients ng hard work. Kaya masasabi ko, hard work matters if you want to be successful in life. Wala nang free lunch ngayon. Wala nang instant success. But when you work hard for your dreams and you stay consistent, God will honor your effort and the results will follow. As we approach the final part of this presentation, I want to leave you with a simple but powerful truth. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. Kung sa dictionary lang, nauuna ang success kaysa work. Sa totoong buhay, laging work first, discipline first, consistency first, before success, before freedom, before abundance. And that's the same principle when it comes to financial freedom. Financial freedom is not achieved by chance, not by luck, not by shortcuts. It is achieved through the right financial behavior, the right mindset, and the right habits you build every single day. You may earn a lot, pero kung mali ang behavior mo, uubusin mo lang din. You may start small, pero kung tama ang habits mo, you will grow your financial life one step at a time. Financial freedom is a behavioral journey. It is shaped by your thoughts, your decisions, your discipline, your priorities, and your character. When you choose to save instead of spend, when you choose to invest instead of waste, when you choose to plan instead of panic, you are shaping a future na ikaw mismo ang may control. Kaya tandaan nyo ito, success is not about what you have, it's about what you consistently do. And the moment you start practicing the right behaviors, kahit maliit lang, you are already moving closer to financial freedom. So before I share my ebooks with you, I want you to take this principle to heart. Success requires work, and financial freedom requires the right behavior. If you build the habits, the results will follow. Alam mo, kaya ko sinimulan ng mga kwento ni Ronnie this year kasi ang dami kong natutunan sa buhay, sa pera, sa trabaho, sa pamilya, sa faith, na sayang naman kung hindi ko ma-share sa iba. And that's how Kwentong Pera was born. Real stories, real mistakes, real wins, mga kwentong totoong nangyari. Kasi minsan, mas madali talagang matuto sa pagkakamali ng iba kaysa sa sariling pagkakamali. Kaya ko siya sinulat in Taglish para relatable, para madaling maintindihan, para kahit sino, estudyante, empleyado, OFW, negosyo owner, may mapupulot. Hindi ito financial lecture, hindi ito math lesson, kwento ito ng totoong buhay. Mga kwento na makakatulong para maiwasan mo ang mga maling desisyon at magawa mo ang mga tamang hakbang para sa kinabukasan mo. At today, since slash ko yung price, from 250 pesos to just 100 pesos. Not because I want to hard sell, but because I want more Filipinos to learn, to reflect, and to make wiser choices with their money. Pwede magbayad via GCash or Maya. Send mo lang sa akin ang screenshot ng proof of payment plus your email address. And I'll send the ebook directly to your inbox. At may bonus ka pa, I'm including a free ebook, a compilation of Bible verses about savings, investments, stewardship, discipline, and financial wisdom. Para hindi lang basta pera, kundi mindset, values, at guidance. If my stories can help even one person avoid financial mistakes or start their journey to wisdom and freedom, sulit na para sa akin. Kaya, ready ka na ba sa susunod na kwento na pwedeng magbago ng buhay mo? Message me anytime. I got you. Thank you everyone. I hope you learned something meaningful from today's presentation that sabi ko nga kanina. Kahit isang idea lang ang tumama sa inyo, that already makes this whole session worth it. Financial freedom starts with awareness, pero lumalago siya through consistency, behavior, and purpose. And the fact that you attended this session today shows that you're already taking the right first step. Before we open the floor for Q&A, I want to thank NUJ Finex again for this opportunity. It's always a privilege to speak to students kasi kayo ang future investors, future leaders, and future decision makers of this generation. I'm also sharing my contact details here, my mobile number, email address, and my social media accounts. Follow Magakwento Naironi on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and I am Ronnie Rees on LinkedIn and WordPress for more updates, not just about finance, but everything under the sun. So now, I'd love to hear from you. Ask anything, budgeting, investing, common mistakes to avoid, or real-life money situations you're curious about. This is your chance, so feel free to ask. Let's begin our Q&A.